Good morning. Welcome back. I am Alexandria. I just want to take a quick step back before I get into it today to just give you a quick background on who I am, where I came from, born and raised in New York. I have two amazing little boys. They're going to be 9 and 11 soon, which is crazy. I've been married for over 13 years or around 13 years um, and had some ebbs and flows there. And I'll get into that later on. But a lot of those trials and tribulations are what brought me to where I am today, too, in my faith. Wanted to actually become a nun when I was younger because I was born and raised Catholic for most of my life. And yeah, just felt a calling to do God's will from a very young age. And then in my young adult years, strayed a bit. And that's why I have a heart to really help those who think they're just too far gone. You never are. So here I am today. I actually work in corporate America in supply chain, and I love it. Love the people I've met along the way. But my business here on earth is God's business. So Matthew 28:19, to go out and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's my real will here on earth, first and foremost, before anything. I actually did become a minister about a year ago, and I do plan to do some baptisms starting this summer here in the waters in New York. So I'll announce more information there once I figure it out. But that is my will, to do everything for the glory of God and make sure it all points back to Him. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a nobody here on earth, but He sent me to do His will, and that's what I'm here to do. So I want to get into the fruits of the Holy Spirit today, and then I'm going to do a series going into each one. But I just want to kind of give a basic overview of the fruits. So that's in Galatians, but I first want to start in Matthew. It's going to be chapter 7, just to give you an overview. And this is a big reason too why I wanted to start this podcast is there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out there. So part of what I want to help with around bringing more unity around Christians, um, is making sure you have discernment too, right? Because there are people that pose as Christians out there and they don't have good fruits. They're living in their flesh and not the spirit. And I don't want you to be deceived. I want to make sure that you have good discernment, to make sure that you're walking in the right path. So you'll know them by their fruits. This is in Matthew, again, 7:15. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruits, you will know them. Okay, so I want to help you discern people by their fruits. And I'm the type where I'm very like, oh, I love everybody. I want to like welcome everybody and think the best of everyone. But thank God through discernment. And God also sends me prophetic dreams, which I'll get into down the line, where He really does show me that hey, these people don't have bad fruits, and I'm not here to judge them. I'm here to pray for them, but also make sure that I'm cautious in terms of not opening up too much or getting too close because at that moment they just don't have the right fruits and the right intentions. So we need to be very aware of our surroundings. So I just want to get into the fruits now and but kind of go in through spirit versus flesh, which I'm going to get into more detail later on, but you need a good overview to understand the fruits. So, the fruit of the Holy Spirit refers to the godly attributes of those who walk in the Spirit. The fruit of the Holy Spirit affects the believer's relationship with God, with others, with those who surround you, and yourself. So walking in the spirit versus walking in the flesh. I'll give you just a worldly example of myself. So I'll do spiritual fasts, and when people hear me say I'm doing a fast, they're like, "Oh, I think you're doing it for weight loss," because they automatically think of a worldly fast, which it's not really a fast if it's worldly. But um, and plus, I can't lose weight anyway. My body likes to hold on to fat for some reason. So, but when I do a spiritual fast, it's to fast from things that my flesh wants. So I love wine. I love chocolate. I love donuts. They just built a new donut place in my town, and they have the best like cinnamon sugar donuts. So when I do a fast, I really try to stay away, or I do stay away from all that stuff that my flesh wants. Um, so walking in the spirit, not giving into my flesh. So I'll give you some examples of works of the flesh. So this is now in Galatians chapter 7. I'm just going to go through some verses here. So in 19, it gives you works that are of the flesh that are evident. So some examples: adultery, fornication, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, jealousy, drunkenness. So, those are just some examples of the flesh. Okay, so we all know those. But here we get into the fruits of the Spirit. So, I'm just going to read this. And again, after this, I want to go into episodes that really break down each fruit of the Spirit so we can really get an understanding of them together. So this is in chapter 5, verse 22, the fruits. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. Okay, so those are the fruits. So again, we're going to get into those further into the next few episodes. That is it for today. I'm praying for you this week. This is for me, Sunday. So praying that you have a blessed week, peaceful week, and filled with the goodness of God. God bless you all. Thank you.